Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here again with another video. In this video, our agenda would be my Fore interview. As I promised in the previous video that I'll be sharing my Fore interview experience in the upcoming video, and here I am. So let's discuss. So first of all, my Fore interview was on 25th of January, slot 1. That was in the morning. I reached the venue. It was on the Gurugram Center. I reached the venue at around 8:30 or 8:40 in between, and we were all seated in a conference hall, and some PPTs and document verifications were being done there. And my PI, I guess PI started at around 10 a.m. and my PI happened at 10, no, it was around 11:40. Yeah, my PI happened at 11:40, and there were two panels, and mine was panel 2, I guess. Yeah, so mine was little calmer panel, and in the panel there were three in my panel there were three people interviewing. Two was male and one was female, and everyone was nice. I went to the room, and then they said please sit, and I sat there, and first thing was, how are you feeling? So I told what I was feeling truly. I told I'm nervous. So they all said ki no, don't be nervous, we are all okay, just feel calm, just feel confident. I said yeah, sure. Then they all have my application with them, and they started looking front and back and second page of the application, and uh, there were three panelists, 1, 2 and 3. So the third one was female, second one and the first one was male. And so the first one asked, where did you come from? So I told them that I belong to some another state, but I'm coming right now from this state. So he said, oh, that's okay. Then he told me ki, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? So I just started, because the environment was so friendly and like of conversation, so I didn't go with a well structured format that I have thought of before, but they wanted something crisp. So I just understood that they want something crisp, so I just gave gist about something that as the cities I belong to, because I have background of 3 different cities that I've lived. So I thought of mentioning that, because I know some questions might be formed on that. So I mentioned that, and after that they asked, acha, okay. Then in my intro I was telling that, so I mentioned that I have done graduation in food technology. So I knew that question would be. So he told me, the first one told me, what do they teach in food technology? So that was a pretty simple question. So I just explained them ki what different things happen and what different processes we are being taught about. So he was okay with that. Then he took the one point from my answer, the packaging. So he took the packaging and combined it with the marketing, and he said, acha, okay, tell me ki how can a packaging of a product can influence the consumer's mindset or perception of the product. So I mentioned 3 points that I thought of. In every answer there was one thing constant that I took around like 6 seconds to think of, not just bluntly say the answer what I in just not ki I have to say the answer just another second the question is completed. So I took the 5-6 seconds and thought of the process that I have to say in this way, and I told them what different factors. I'm not gonna tell you the answers. If you want the answers, you can comment me if you are from the same background, because I don't think the same questions would be appear. This video is just for the people that these type of questions can be formed on your background or what you have done in your life. So this was it. And another the packaging wala question ho gaya. Then uske baad the one person from the the third panelist was female. So she asked me ki you have mentioned in your form the word sustainability, what do you mean by that? So I explained that just make sure that whatever you are saying, you are taking care of all the stakeholders. Then another question follow up came, okay, if you're mentioning sustainability, then how can a company make their business or make their processes sustainable, and by doing that, how the consumers how it makes the difference in the minds of the consumer. So I also answered that. After that they came to my that part, क्या बोलते हैं हम, my work experience. Yeah, sorry. So regarding my work experience, the middle person asked, okay, tell me what you did why do you left your first job in just 9 months, because you were working with a uh, very prestigious company, that is Polaris Ventures. But I mentioned that, sir, the Polaris Ventures, I was not working for Polaris Ventures, my payslip is from Polaris Ventures, so that why I mentioned it in the CV that I worked for Polaris Ventures, but I worked for the brand under that is Sheffy. That's the start. So he was okay with the answer, and then he said, "Acha, okay. Tell me what you do there, or what did you do there, and in the Romana what you did." So I mentioned the word was. Okay, you left. So I mean the company is still there, right? You are still there. So I said, no, I left. Then he was like, okay, then it's fine. Okay. Then he said, okay, now tell me what you did in both the companies. Then I briefly tell them that I did this and this role and that role. Okay. Then after that he said, okay, so tell me one thing that you learned from both the companies. Then I mentioned both the things that I have to mention. So after that, yeah, that was it, I guess, in the work experience part. Yeah, work experience में इतना ही था. Then the female took up again and said कि अच्छा, you have lived in three different cities, so what differences you think you can make in three not you can make, like you think of in three different cities, what you experienced. So I mentioned 2-3 different pointers and three cities that have differences in that. So that was okay with them. And yeah, on work experience part also, there were one or two follow-up questions on that, so that was okay, that I would have answered. Yeah, then in one thing I mentioned FMCG word, because my last company was in FMCG, so he just told me, what do you mean by that? And I mentioned that what it's FMCG, and then he said, acha, what different companies you can name me 3 companies that's FMCG. Then I mentioned that FMCG mein what 3 companies, and that was pretty simple. And yeah, I guess that's it. It was my interview. Yeah, one more question was there, I missed that. And the female asked me one HR question, what name me 3 things that you want to improve on yourself. So so that was indirectly a weakness question. So I mentioned my 2 weaknesses. I could not think of 3, so I mentioned 2. And one more question was there from the first panelist. He asked me ki if packaging wali thing mein follow up question ki name one or 2 companies that you think have done very well in the packaging part for influencing the customer. So that was also pretty simple. So yeah, it was great. And after the PI was done, I was asked to next the extempore round. So we were asked to get one chit from the bowl, and in the chit the topic was the push towards in the India's push towards Viksit Bharat. So that was also pretty simple. My luck, maybe pretty simple topic. So I mentioned, but yeah, I literally, there was some issue with me that I thought my time is going to over before the 60 minutes, because of what I have seen in the various videos, that people used to speak a lot and they could not sum up their sum up their para within 1 minute. So that's very bad impression that goes. So I really thought I don't have to extend my 60 seconds. So I make sure that before they say, I have to conclude it. So in that hurry, I concluded it in just 40 seconds, and that was sad part. But yeah, it's okay. They were fine with it, and I mentioned major points. Like I make sure that what I want to convey, I have to convey in just keywords. So I mentioned some of the keywords like unskilled labor force, 50% of them, MSMEs, or make in India, or what we have to improve by 2047, the target and all. So these points I mentioned. So I was okay with it. I also took some feedback from them, and after the interview they asked me, what do you have any questions for us? So I asked them, can I get some feedback on my interview? That was it. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments, and you can also connect with me on Telegram. We have our VATPI group with a member base of around 110 or 113 people, I guess. So yeah, bye bye.